these evils are being meted out on our people by people. So who are these people? And who then do we want as a solution, as an alternative? And I ask, what is the character of those people that we want as the alternative? What is the character of the politician that we want? What is the character of the citizen that must be engaged? And what is the character of our public servants? Because for way too long, public or civil servants as we know them have got away with so much as we blame the politicians. Yet behind that politician, behind William Ruto, is a bunch of public servants who masquerade as technocrats, who advise, who guide, and who develop or design or craft the documents and the instruments that are being used to violate the rights of the people and undermine the rule of law and the system of justice. We need to define the character of the who that comes in as the alternative. Number three, when do we take action? And my answer to that is now. We must take action. But the big question, which is my last point, is how do we take action? How do we ensure that the who that we want is the politician that occupies the position of MCA, the position of woman representative, the position of governor, and all those positions? And we must be able to then answer the question of how do we ensure that what we want is actually what happens. And Daktari has just spoken about being challenged by his peers and some of the people that he interacts with. And we are being challenged. Tony here spoke about us beginning to speak to the issues and offering solutions and giving hope, because before long, Rigathi and a few other people will rebrand themselves and they will start selling hope to our people. So we must be able to do that ourselves now. And so, as we do this, we must be alive that even what we are doing, we are talking about, we are selling hope by telling our people that they have to demand for better. The question we are not getting right is the strategy that we deploy to make sure that when the politicians come up and start to voice the same solutions like we are doing, they are not being heard and they are not louder than we are. And that the people will not listen to them more than they are listening to us. In conclusion, somebody spoke about dealing with the people in the village and the people in the slums, because these are the people who are being given peanuts and they are using those peanuts to cause mayhem. Those are the questions, those are the issues I would want to see us speak to, and wake up. So that when we wake up, we will be able to demand more from everybody, not just our politicians. We already know that our politicians are the problem, but we must also speak to the question of who else needs to do what and how effectively so that we reclaim our country. And it is critical right now. Good people, I want to tell you that today I am at pain because we don't have a country. Comrades, we don't have a country. When William Ruto speaks in the manner that he speaks, when William Ruto is allowed to get away with everything that he's getting away with because he is abusing power, then our country is getting lost at a pace that we cannot, at a supersonic speed. And we must be able to caucus. In conclusion, good people, this is not a time to vilify Kasmuel. This is not a time for us to complain about Morara. This is not a time to even lament at how much is being stolen and how broken our system of governance is. Fellow Kenyans, this is a time to mobilize. This is a time to have one space. This is a time to have one public rally on this platform. And all of us must speak against the enemy. That enemy is the political thuggery that we are witnessing today. That enemy is bad governance that is being served on us in proportions of pandemic level. That enemy is not the question of how we get 350 members of parliament at the national level and 1,450 or 1,500 of them at the county level. That question has an answer because the people are available. Even this space has those people. The enemy that we must deal with is how to mobilize our people to come out and say enough is enough. To say that our money is not going to be expended in false schemes in the name of project, in the name of governance. That these people, we have had enough, and as if that is not enough, we are now sending you home. And as if that is not enough, we are now reclaiming everything that you have stolen from us in terms of time, in terms of money, in terms of resources, and the deception that you have made our mothers and our grandmothers and our grandfathers and the church and our children to believe in you and to trust that what you said is what you meant. Yet it was all a long con. Good people, that is what I would like us to talk about. That is what I would want to see. So for me, this morning is a call to action. We need to start moving, good people. We need to caucus. We need to call out and say that we must do better. Good people, I can go on and on and on and on. Please, let us speak to these issues. Let us not deceive ourselves that we can speak any other language, that we can detach this conversation from who is responsible for our present state. I want to land at that point and open it up. But the questions that may be posed in the grand scheme of things, I am here to respond to some of them as much as I can. But let us have this conversation, good people. Let us call ourselves to serious action against the enemies that I listed and those that I may not have listed in my address. Thank you, Hillary. Thank you, everyone. Anthony, Abdi, and Bonnie, and all of you for listening to me as I made this long, winding address that I don't even know how to end, even at this point. Thank you. May God bless you. May God be good to us and our motherland, because it is being lost and taken away from us and our children. And we must fight. Let God give us the spirit of Mekantilili Wamenza and Dedan Kimathi and our forefathers, that we may have the courage and master it enough to face these oppressors who continue to violate us, yet they wear the same skin as we do. Thank you, good people.